families to have governance, mission, vision, constitutions, effectively how they make decisions. Very rarely do I see a single family office have its own distinct, created by that leader, a vision, a mission, maybe not necessarily a constitution, but something that gives a little bit of, here's the goals and here's the vision and mission we have. Is there a value in the SFO having their own protocols, vision, and mission?
I mean, I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that you don't see that often. The larger family offices that I work with have that, and they have created them on their own. And the process of creating those was a very valuable process. And they use it. It's in their handbook. They use it. They refer back to it. It's considered. It's reflective of the principles, values as well. It's very powerful. I mean, I just think it's, again, when people are making decisions, it's something they can reflect back on. These are the priorities. It's a guiding, message to everybody.
I have a comment and then a question that kind of touches upon something we touched upon a couple of minutes ago. It's a combination of, could someone have been a poor leader younger and now they're wonderful? And sometimes does simply having not just more experiences, more control, allow them to now be successful? If you could allow me to give an analogy, and I'm going to lose our international audience again when I mention American football, but the first one that I thought of was very possibly the most successful NFL coach is Bill Belichick, and the most successful of all time college coach is Nick Saban. They were both, and Belichick was the head coach, they were both on the same team, the Cleveland Browns, that was reputed to not have a good culture as an organization in the early 90s. They effectively got fired. They failed. Now, is that because they didn't have the right players and players make them win? Of course, players play into it. Or did they simply get involved in a better culture? Were they part of making it that better culture? And did they simply learn from past mistakes?
Right. Well, I'm not a football fan, so I don't know their stories particularly. I think getting fired, I'll say in a blanket way, I think getting fired is a great thing for everybody because it's your wake-up call and it's your chance. It is your chance to go, wow, that didn't work. But maybe you got fired because you were disruptive, and then you take that and channel it maybe you didn't get fired because you were a slacker. You got fired because you were pushing the envelope, and that's not a bad thing. Because you can change. I mean, I've seen a lot of successful entrepreneurs, and they iterate, but they still have that fire inside of them that is driving them. I think if you get fired because you don't show up on time and things like that, I'm not sure those things change. Right. You could change it, but those are harder to change because that's something inside of you. But if it's a matter of, wow, I was charging in a direction and that ended up not being the right direction, or maybe it wasn't valued by the management, I got fired. But maybe that's going to inspire me to go do my own. I mean, that's the Steve Jobs story. You know, I'm going to go do my own thing because nobody appreciates what I'm trying to do. And so I think it really depends on the reasons, but it's funny. I think getting fired I don't look at that as a bad thing. It really depends on the reasons. And I think people can change, but I think they need to have that drive to want something. It can't just happen because they got promoted. They need something that's motivating them.